Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on inside the house, bring yourself a ringside seat, get your soda, your popcorn, your whiskey, your cough drops, your medicine, get everything you need. Your boys are struggling this week.
This week we're gonna get a Robitussin, we're gonna get a Dimetap, we're gonna get a NyQuil, and we're gonna have a drinking party tonight. Because Lord have mercy,
flu season is in full effect.
Hell yeah!
Welcome
sitting here
to
behind
today.
our glass panes right now. We got the full COVID wall built here. We're ready to go.
Welcome to today's episode where we are finally not bored at work.
Yeah, you got that right there. We have some activity again here. They tightened it up for us.
We are finally not bored at work, but we'll get there eventually as we push through this episode. So y'all bear with us. Y'all may hear some coughs, sneezing, wheezing, everything going on.
Yeah, it could be gross. So turn us up in your headphones and just put the bass in.
Might be some spit flying like Adam Pearce.
Yeah, it could be a rough day today.
Let's get to our sponsor first. Let's get to our sponsor, Knob Creek Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, aged 7 years.
All right, 8 years now, because
been in the bottle.
Yeah, that's been in there a year. So yeah, 8 years now. Holy.
So 100 proof. So here's to some rock candy, sir.
Here we're going.
Cheers to the bottle.
The bottle, yeah, because we don't need to make no contact here. Good Lord.
Woo. Oh, that's good for the sinuses.
Yeah.
Straight burn.
Help clear it up. Yeah, it's burning down, going down my throat. So my scratchy throat is just loving that.
That's called the Kentucky Hugs.
There you go. Well, I should have put some honey in this.
There you go.
A little bit of cider in there. That would have made it just right.
Hot toddy.
Yeah, we blew it on that. Didn't think that far ahead.
All right. So our topic today, finally not bored at work. We're gonna get to that topic eventually. We got to talk about a situation brewing with management. Last time we had a situation brewing with management, way back in the 90s, old Stone Cold was fighting the battle at that point, right?
Yeah.
That was the blue collar man being held down, by the evil empire, so to speak.
He had to stand up.
He had to kind of flip the middle finger to the boss. And, eventually old Stone Cold got his way.
Yeah, he worked it out, but I mean, he did it through blood, sweat, and tears, literally. So.
Correct. What was it? The Bret Hart match where Stone Cold was bleeding from the head.
Yeah, WrestleMania 13, that's where it all started right there. That was kind of the era of Stone Cold being ushered in. We didn't know it yet. We didn't know what we were getting ready to see, but we knew there was something.
We've also seen the ultimate underdog being held down by the authority with Daniel Bryan being held down in the Yes Movement.
Yeah, that was about 15 years afterwards, but we've always found ways to get it in there, where management is just, they get their guy and then they just can't see past it. They lead right into one, but yet they shun another. Stephanie used to tell Daniel Bryan, you're a B+ player and you're the best B+ player we got. But you'll never be an A guy because you don't have the look, you don't have the talent, you don't have whatever in the case.
Now it seems we've got another management issue, but this time instead of the manager bullying the talent seems to be bullying the manager.
Well, so that depends on what perspective you look at it from,
and that's
right?
why we're going to talk about it.
Mr. Paul Heyman would argue that if he was provoked.
He was provoked.
I mean, if you put your hands on the man first, well, then the man has a right to stand up for himself. So if you're arguing from the point of view of Mr. Paul Heyman, you're going to say that he did nothing wrong.
All right, so let's break it down for the listeners. We are talking about Adam Pearce and the one badass himself, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
So let's kind of break this down. So Braun has been kind of running roughshod. And, with a man
without a leash,
with a man of his stature, who's going to stop him? I mean, there's only one person that could stand in the way and stopping him, and he's not around right now. And that would be Mr. OTC.
Yeah, well, so God only knows what we're going to see out of him next. I mean, I think his name will come up again later, so we'll leave it be for now.
So with Braun running roughshod, Adam Pearce is looking at Paul Heyman like, control your boy.
Yeah,
you put your dog back on the leash, get him in the cage. Get him. Look, if he ain't playing nice with others, put the muzzle on him. Do something, right?
That's the idea.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, Dragon Lee figured out real fast.
Yeah.
The poor boy got cut in half by a super spear.
When the dog gets off his leash, then there could be problems. And Dragon Lee ain't big enough to be taking that spear on the floor the way he did.
Jesus Christ.
Good Lord.
Dragon Lee, are you okay? Like,
so the drone shot that caught it was amazing.
Oh,
right?
my God.
But God, when I saw him hit the mat, I'm like, oh yeah, he's hurt.
He's done.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he's hurt.
He won't be back until 2027.
Yeah, I was like, he can go just roll away from that and just wander into the next match. Although he wandered himself back in the ring to take another one.
Take a tsunami, or no, he didn't take the tsunami.
He took another spear.
Yeah, who took the tsunami?
That would be whoever.
Oh, it was Penta. Penta.
There you go.
Tsunami.
Yeah, they drug Penta over there while Adam Pearce was arguing with Braun Breaker.
Yep.
They snuck a tsunami because who would hear big ass Bronson Reed climbing the ropes, right?
I mean, all you had to listen for was Wade Barrett over there. Tsunami.
That's what who wouldn't hear? I mean, as he crept around like Wile E. Coyote, tiptoeing around and nobody heard it. Then all of a sudden he hears the crash and then he's like, oh my God, I can't believe he did it. Okay.
And then out of nowhere, Adam Pearce loses his ever-loving mind and decides to put his hands on Breaker, and Breaker responded. And Adam found the corner and the bottom of the mat real quick.
So now here's my thing with that, right? They say, well, he put his hands on Breaker. Well, I mean, he was pulling Breaker off of the abuse, right? He was pulling him off of Penta, pulling him off of Dragon Lee. Do we really think that he was out of line by putting his hands on him, when he's trying to stop the destruction that they were doing in the ring? Or do we think that any contact gives you the right to defend yourself?
I think in the all affairs of WWE and what they call the squared circle, if you are trying to break up a situation, sure, you got the right to kind of step in there, especially if you're management. You got the right to kind of step in there.
Okay.
You got the right, but doesn't mean you should.
Well, it depends. I mean, if words aren't working, I mean, and you're the authority in the building.
Words aren't working. You got lightning and this is steel and this and don't get you this and will. Is that what we say?
Yeah. I mean, when the words ain't working, you got to assert yourself. And I mean,
as Thor would say, you got love and thunder coming.
Yeah. Well, and here's the problem, right? Adam Pearce asserted himself and then Braun Breaker asserted himself.
Yeah, he did.
Adam Pearce, old Scrap Iron himself was a little too old there to be asserting himself on a young buck like Braun Breaker because he wasn't able to assert that authority physically. He tried to do it physically, but then he realized that this other guy's a whole lot more physical and a whole lot more crazy.
Now take age out of it. Take age out of it for a minute. Look at Adam and look at Braun side by side.
Yeah.
Them boys are about the same size.
Yeah. I mean, we know they don't talk about it in WWE land, but we know. Adam Pearce had a successful wrestling, run. He was former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He knows what he's doing in the ring, but that's not the role he plays here, right? Same thing over on SmackDown. Nick Aldis is bigger than half the guys he's over there policing, but he don't get physical, right? Because they don't want to lean into that.
True.
They've gotten physical with him, but he don't get physical with them.
True.
But because they want to keep that facade up of, with their management, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, guys are guys, right? There was what you were talking about, some of the old, management issues that we've had in the past. Most recently, before Adam Pearce, I remember Kurt Angle being the general manager of Raw and having a little bit of a tussle with Stephanie and Triple H as the overlord management. They had to actually settle that at WrestleMania. Correct. So that being said, it's not against the way of thinking that, these guys might eventually get physical. But when you kind of nerf them and say, oh, well, you touched me, you grabbed my arm. Well, now I get to just beat you down and you just have to take it. Well, now I don't really want to see Adam Pearce get physical because, I mean, he just got manhandled, instantly and, in a moment as per management instead of as per Scrap Daddy himself, who would have stood up and said, no, and they would have got to tussling. So when you look at it that way, I don't know. They're towing a real iffy line. It's kind of similar to what they did with Randy Orton and Nick Aldis last year, where you kind of want to see them get in the ring and do it, but do they want to go that way?
I think we may see the beginnings of a general manager shakeup.
Uh-oh.
I think we're starting to see some beginnings of that.
Okay.
I don't know if that means that we're going to get Nick Aldis on Raw and Scrap Daddy on SmackDown.
Okay.
Or if Scrap Daddy may walk into Hunter's office and go, you know what? One night only, I'm resigning as general manager, and I want Braun Breaker at Saturday night's main event.
Okay.
Interesting to see what is going to happen.
Now, if he were to do that, though, then who would be the acting general manager at a Saturday night's main event? Because somebody's got to be in that role.
Somebody does.
Somebody's got to be there. And it needs to be somebody with experience.
Does.
Somebody that's long in the tooth.
Does.
Somebody who knows the ins and outs of the WWE system.
Does.
Somebody who's got a list. Sounds like a as we alluded to Kurt Angle a little bit ago, when he came back from the rival promotion and he wanted to get reintroduced to the family, they put him in that GM role, right?
Interesting.
If you've got an older wrestler that's on his way back, supposedly, and you don't necessarily want to throw him right into the ring and put him in the main event tomorrow, what better way to bring him back than to kind of escort one GM out, escort one new GM in?
Now, I like Adam Pearce. I've liked him in the general manager role.
Okay.
Do I want to see Adam Pearce one time in the ring as a competitor just to say that I've seen him in WWE? Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Same for Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis.
We said it last year going into WrestleMania. We were hoping, praying when KO got injured, like, hey, put Nick in there. I would love to see it. Give him his moment.
The problem comes with the after.
Yeah.
What do you do with him after it's all said and
that's
done?
the thing. If that's where you go, then at that point he's out. And now he's an agent, or he's got an office job, or he's on creative, or because if he loses his on-screen role, he essentially loses his time with the company, right?
There could be another ruse that is happening.
Okay.
And this one involves the final boss.
Okay.
The final boss may have made that call to the board of TKO. A little girl Ava down there in NXT. It's time to call her up. It's time to let her shine in the spotlight for a little bit. I think it's time we shake up these GMs.
Uh-oh.
So I'm thinking.
You think we're going to use the final boss card again?
I'm thinking Hunter is going to be forced to put Adam back in NXT here.
Okay.
And Ava come up to Raw for a little while.
So I definitely get it where you're going with that. I definitely go along with Yuck. That's not going to be, that's definitely not something that I'm going to want to see. I would actually, the reason I alluded to Chris Jericho, obviously that's who I was alluding to.
Right.
The reason I alluded to him, though, is because I think WWE does better with a heel authority figure and the faces kind of rebelling against him instead of vice versa.
I've kind of liked this whole play the fair game type of a field that both of these GMs have played over the past 2-3 years.
So, right. But that part is the key of what you just said. Both of them are doing it, right? It makes the shows just too similar. There's no
so you're thinking we're
differentiation in between. Right. Yeah. So if you leave Nick over on one, you put a heel GM over on the other. Well, now those two can bump heads. They can get into it every now and again. Chris and Nick Aldis are probably the same age or close to it. If there was ever to be a wrestling match between the two of them, those two could definitely pull it off, probably better than Adam Pearce could at this stage. There's a lot of different things that you could do with alternate, figureheads on each show. When you got the same guy basically, or the same role being played by two different guys on opposite shows, it finds a way to get stale because you're essentially rinse and repeat from Monday to Friday, Friday to Monday. When you got that alternate character, though, if you've got a heel GM, now you're forced to create completely different for both show, to whereas neither show could get confused or neither show could get complacent.
I kind of get what you're saying, but I also look at it through the lens of Nick and Adam are two different styles. I look at Nick as cool, calm, collected. If I'm in charge, but if you don't say what goes, I'm going to fine you. And he's done that with Randy, he's done it with Drew. I look at Adam. Adam is unhinged. He is always angry. He's always flustered over something. He's on a different end of the spectrum, even though both of them are playing the field fairly. So I kind of look at them differently. You're seeing them as the same. So
I just see them as the same character.
Character.
Yeah. Like you said, their approach to it is different.
Right.
Yeah, I get that because they are individuals. They're, of course, but I feel like at the end of the day, the role is the same, and you can almost plug and play any babyface. Hell, you could put John Cena into one of those roles, and he would do the exact same thing because he's that fair, straight down the line guy.
I wouldn't want to see John as
definitely not. No, I'm just saying at this point it could be anybody. I just mean the way the role is set up, it could be any babyface that you want.
John's too nice. There's no grit to him.
Well, I don't know if they start pushing his buttons. I feel like
that's
much
the competitor,
like
John. That's the competitor.
Well, of course, but I mean the competitor never dies, and the fight never dies in the lion. The lion may die in the fight.
True. All right. Well, speaking of lions, we had an old lion that took on a main event fight.
There you go.
We took an old lion that's AJ Styles going up against Gunther.
Oh yeah.
That match was really good.
Yeah.
There was nothing on the line but pride. So,
yeah.
I mean,
it was men being men.
Yeah, it was kind of, AJ trying to say, look, I'm going to make you be respectful since you're wanting to be non-respectful since you beat John. But AJ pulled out a lot of stuff in that match where you technically shouldn't have been able to get some of that stuff on Gunther, but because AJ was more crafty and a veteran, you could believe that he got some of it on Gunther.
Yeah. Well, I mean, AJ's got 20 some years. He just woke up. He ain't fresh off the NXT bus down there. He knows what he's doing, and I mean, over the years, he's been in there with the Abysses. He's been in there with the Big Shows. He's been in there with a lot of guys that outsized him by far that he found a way to work with. Hell, he was the one that Undertaker basically picked to retire him because Kurt Angle told him, hey, nobody's going to give you a better match than AJ.
Yep.
And I'm sure Undertaker had that. Well, what about the size difference thing? But when you're getting that kind of message from Kurt Angle, I mean, you're taking it at face value.
Right,
you're not going to spend time questioning, especially when you got a guy like Undertaker who admittedly was questioning himself and his skills by that point. When Kurt's telling you, I mean, you got to remember this was 5 years ago or so. When Kurt's telling you, hey, AJ will get you through the match regardless. That all bets off. He'll get you through the match and he'll make it look good. Okay, you take it. Well, he didn't lose that. I mean, it didn't like AJ may have lost a step, but he didn't lose his brain. He's only gotten smarter over the years. So he's learned to adapt. He's learned to figure out how to work a little bit different, to adjust and make tweaks where needed to still keep his same style.
He's also learned to take some shots over the years, and my God, did he take a shot from Gunther?
Oh, yeah.
That boy chopped him off of the top rope, and AJ just fell to the floor.
Yeah, he just crumpled.
A heap of body mass falling to the floor. AJ, and I heard it, and then I had to go back and watch it and hear it again, because if you were in that arena, you could not have not heard it. It just was that loud.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I don't think AJ had to do a whole lot of his wrestling skill for that. I mean, I think that just came natural, like, ow.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of just let what happens happen natural. I don't think he had to put his working boots on to take that bump there, because when that hit, I guess I'm pretty sure the first thing that registered in his brain was shit. And then he just let loose of the turnbuckle and said, hopefully I don't fall too far.
So that whole match was back and forth. It was offense, defense for both guys. AJ took the stance of, since you want to say that you made John Cena tap like a little bitch, I'm going to make you tap like a little bitch. I mean, that's where AJ was taking it from, and AJ kept trying. The finish of this match was genius to me.
Yeah.
I loved the finish.
Well, again, if you're an agent, if you're back there, you're working with these two guys, and you're looking over at AJ Styles, and then you're looking over at Gunther, you're like, fuck, this is going to be an easy day for me. You put your notepad down and say, all right, let's talk.
Boys, y'all work it out here.
I'm not writing nothing down. Let's talk. What do you guys want to do? And let's make it, seamlessly where it looks great on TV. As a producer, when you get that assignment, you're like, oh, hell.
Easy
go out,
day.
right, you go off and go get some fast food. You take a little nap. You got an easy day.
Yep. So the finish of the match, you had AJ continuously getting Gunther in the calf crusher. Finally gets him in the middle of the ring. Gunther reaches around on the side.
Wait, what'd he do?
Yeah, he reached around on the side.
Hell. There's no better way you could have phrased that.
That happened right in the middle of the ring, in front of everybody.
Good God. We just got R-rated. Holy hell.
He reached around to the side of AJ where the ref couldn't see and tapped. AJ let go of the calf crusher, gets up, tells the ref, tap. Nope. Taff goes over. The ref goes over to the ring announcer, says, no. Match is still going. Nobody tapped, blah, blah, blah. Gunther kicks AJ in the nuts. Power slams him.
Yeah, took a big power bomb and
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, then he did that pinfall that I like seeing Rhea do. Didn't necessarily care for it for Gunther, but I love seeing Rhea do it.
So this is definitely a match that will be revisited. It will probably have like a last man standing stipulation.
I think it's going to be a career match. I think they won't want to
be the career.
At this point, why not? I mean, he's taken out. He's done well. So it doesn't have to be tomorrow, right? You've got a ways to go.
So you think we're going to maybe SummerSlam?
Well, we've got the Rumble coming. I mean, these guys are going to forget about each other at the Rumble. Neither one of them are going to shake their shot at the world title.
AJ's going to retire at Mania.
Could be, right? I mean, that wouldn't be...
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
True, but it wouldn't be the worst stage to do it on if you're going to do it.
John retire. I don't want.
Yeah, but we saw John do it on a Saturday night. I mean, hell, if you're going to do it, you do it at WrestleMania, right? Yeah, I get it with John's window and his time frame. He couldn't stretch it all the way to April.
I
so I
saw
get
Tanahashi retire too. Damn.
Ooh. Bless you. God, I knew you weren't feeling good, but
I had to get that in.
Right, when I sneezing on the mic, bless you, sir. Kazoo-tight, as they say.
I had to get that in on purpose.
But no, I mean, Gunther's done. He did Goldberg, he did Cena. Hell, AJ Styles is pretty much right on the docket. I mean, they didn't put these two guys together for nothing.
True, they didn't. So I mean, when they revisit it, you think we're going to get a 2 out of 3? Or you think the next time they dust up, it will be the retirement match?
I'll be honest. I think the next time will be it. I think they'll go back at it. I don't think there's a point to do a 3. If you want to do anything, if you want to tie those guys back together after this week, I say have one of them eliminate the other from the Rumble, right? Have AJ eliminate Gunther from the Rumble.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that gives him kind of that one up, I got your back type thing. Hey, you beat me on Raw, but you cheated. Now I eliminated you from the Rumble. I took you out of the title shot deal.
You could even have them dust up in the chamber if you want.
Same thing if they get in the chamber. Have AJ cost him in the chamber. Have AJ pin him in the chamber and kick Gunther out, take his championship title. That way you transition them into Mania. But you could use either one, the Rumble or Elimination Chamber, or both. I mean, you can have them bump in both. Bump into each other in both instances and just keep the story going. Milk it all the way to until April, and then I would say career match in April. Career match in Mania. And hey, AJ rolls the dice. AJ comes up craps.
Nostalgia is going to be hitting hard in 2026.
Yeah, it'll be rough. I mean, but Cena gave us a whole year, so I mean, we don't want it to drag out again.
I don't want it to drag out, but damn, I'm tired of seeing my childhood retire.
You're getting old, buddy.
I know.
I'm just letting you know. Remember, my wrestling hero left us last year, so I mean, it ain't getting up from here. Everybody's only getting older, so
yeah. So we had that match go on SmackDown. On Raw, but let's talk about what happened on SmackDown. We got to talk about the reason why we're not bored at work anymore.
Okay.
We got to talk about a new WWE champion.
So how much last week did we speculate this could happen and how much we would enjoy it if it did happen and then end up both on the same accord? Ain't no way in hell this is going to happen. I remember even just off the cuff, I mean, nothing we discussed or anything, just off the cuff. I was like, well, because you said something about whether they're on the European tour, blah, blah, blah. And I remember immediately firing back, well, maybe it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to give it to Drew in his hometown. Let him defend it in front of his countrymen and all that. But at the end, we're like, yeah, all that sounds great. Perfect, wonderful idea. No chance in hell. I mean, I heard Vince's music. I saw him power walk into the ring. I was thinking no chance in hell so much.
He tore both quads again.
I mean, all of them. But what I did realize after some, some deep thought and reflection, I said, you know what? This show comes out at, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning for most people. So over in Europe or whatnot, they probably got it like 4 a.m., right? Let's say 3 a.m.
And they changed the finish of the
and I'm thinking they probably listened to it at 3 a.m. and they were like,
bitches.
You know what? How the hell did we not think about that? Look at
They
all the money we'll make over here in Europe, and then we
it.
can do whatever we want when we get back to the States. So I'm thinking they made that 9 a.m. phone call over there in Europe and said, you know know what? What we're going to do is this. And then they flip-flopped it on him, and they said, and I guarantee Cody, because, you know he was crybabying his ass off in there when they told him. I guarantee he marched his ass in the office and said, whose idea was this? Who in the hell's idea was this? This is bull duty. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. And they said, you know what? Booker's Alliance. That's all they needed. And I'm sure knowing Cody to be the stand-up man I'm sure he said, you know what? There's probably money in it.
Cody, we ain't hard to find either. I mean, come on a podcast.
Absolutely not. We got a spot for you every week. There's always an open microphone here.
As Trick said, let's talk about it.
Or, I mean, if push comes to shove, send us some tickets to Nightmare Factories.
We'll come to you.
Get that bus out here. Well, no, let's not get the bus out here because we're sick. So, we don't need to infest the
Just
whole...
fly.
We don't need to infect the whole bus and, get everything sick. Just send us 2 first-class tickets out here. Well, you know what? Hell. Business. We don't even have to be that bougie. Send us 2 business tickets out here. We'll be out there tomorrow.
That's it. We ain't asking much.
No, I mean, hell, Lord knows I need sick leave anyway. So I mean, get us out there. Hell, bring your WrestleMania mask. We'll wear 2 of those, and load us up.
So with Drew winning, though. Looking back at it, I had some second thoughts too. Looking back at it though, because as soon as Punk retained over Braun Breaker, we should have known.
Yeah, Drew was kind of a hit, they
weren't going to flip both titles.
Well, I mean, so let's talk about it. Like you said, what did we just say about the 2 dueling GMs on the 2 shows? They were kind of identical. They were 2 sides of the same coin, right? Well, hell, with Cody and CM Punk being the same thing, I mean, hell, we're damn near looking at the exact
same champ.
Yeah, because first of all, we got 2 AEW guys who came back home after their little stint over there,
and now they're an AEW guy.
Yeah, well, it's the only reference AEW is getting on this show coming up here because what they're putting out is absolute trash lately. So if we even want to remember that they exist,
not sorry,
right? This is the only way we can even reference them in existence. So I'm trying to give them as much shout as possible, but it comes in the form of 2 AEW guys that left and came back home where they knew they should have been all along and achieved greatness. Well, now you've got both of them, basically running the same program on both shows. And it's like, well, hell, both shows got 2 face GMs. Both shows got 2 face champions. Both shows got 2 heel organizations coming after the face champion. Well, hell, at this point now, it's basically take the same script from Raw, put a blue stamp on the top of it, hand it to the same guys. You just leave blanks in there for the name. Just put champion, GM. You don't have to put no names in there, but you're handing them the same script. When you mix it up like this, you're actually creating opportunity to be creative and say, hey, there's difference here. We got the face over here. We got the heel over here. We got the face GM with the heel champion and vice versa. That gives you conflict. That starts to develop strife and, resistance. But when everything's going too smooth, it gets a little too easy.
Very true. Very true. And I see that point.
I told you we're going to talk about it.
So as far as the match itself, the 3 stages of hell match, you had a generic wrestling match, you had a Falls Count Anywhere match, and then you had a cage match.
Yeah.
The generic wrestling match
ended with cheating. Yeah. Hated that. Yeah, why didn't we just do an anything goes match? Why didn't we do
better?
I mean, let's not call it because they went all deep into a classic wrestling match.
That wasn't. I mean, you had fist flying. That's not
classic. It was a cluster to be a classic wrestling.
If they would have done shoot wrestling, like okay, that would have been cool.
Right, I could have got
as long as it wasn't the best wrestling match ever.
No, so we've seen that once. We'll never see that again because it was the best match ever.
Yeah, one with a backslide.
I mean, that's traditional wrestling.
That's traditional wrestling, man.
That's good.
Go back in your history books.
That's good shit, as someone would say.
That was good shit. All right, so let's talk about the Falls Count Anywhere part of it. Them boys took it to each other.
They took it to the whole ring. They didn't take it to each other. They took it to the fans. They took it to concessions. They took it to the T-shirt guy.
I love the girl in the crowd where Cody stole her beer, and she was mad that he stole the beer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she was like, wait a minute, this wasn't part of the show.
I'm like, y'all are in Germany. You don't steal German's beer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she was actually offended. She was like, hold on.
They've been drinking since they were 5 years old.
I'm sure some attendant hustled right over there with a fresh beer, like, take this, please. Do not call management. We don't need Nick Cott up here in an hour trying to soothe things over.
But Cody doing his Superfly Jimmy snooker off.
Holy hell! So I mean, that boy didn't take no jump at all.
He just fell.
He crouched down as low as he could to take the least amount of impact possible and just flattened out.
On his way up those steps, he was thinking, now, I didn't talk this over with Brandy, but I got to pull this off without Brandy getting pissed at me.
Yeah.
How am I going to do it?
You know what it looked like? Remember when you were a little kid, somebody dared you to jump off the high dive in the pool? And you had jumped off the middle dive and you jumped off the low dive.
Yep.
And you got up there and looked at that high dive, and halfway up that ladder, you knew you had messed up.
Yep.
Like, oh, shit. I ain't feeling this the way I thought I was going to be feeling this. But then you got up there. And when you get up there, because the people behind you, they're hustling.
You ain't
they're
chickening out.
Get out there and go. Get out there and go. There ain't no going down.
No,
you got kids all running up the ladder. So you're either hanging off that damn thing and falling, or you're just going to jump off and call it one. Well, that's what Cody looked like, because he got up there and looked, and he was like...
He just froze.
Nope, I'm up here. He's like...
He froze. I swear the boy froze and the fans pushed him.
I'm telling you that he was just like you were on that diving board. He realized, he's like, I done got myself into this. It ain't but one way out. So he was just like, you know what? I'm going to crouch down, get as low as possible, and I'm going to just go. And then there was no jump. There was no leap. There was no extension of the legs. He just laid down and flattened out all the way down.
He looked like a posable wrestler as he was falling.
Yeah, he looked like the rubber things they got, the dude guys out there. Because, I mean, he went down. He looked like a bag of bricks going down there. And I said, yep, he didn't want to do it, but he done got it done. So, hey.
So he got the pin off of that. So we were 1-1. And then we got to the cage match. And my God, the cage match. Them two boys, if Cody thought he was fearless jumping off that railing in the crowd, them boys were fearless coming off that cage. Cody with all kinds of cutters and everything else going on. And then at one point, you just knew, you just had a feeling something was about to happen.
Well, because it's Triple H style booking, I knew somewhere there's going to be a Samoan involved in the crazy ending of this match. I was like,
Samoan.
Yeah, I was like, I was right. I'm like, because Cody ain't going to just lose.
No.
Right? There ain't no way he's just going to take a pinfall. There's got to be some shenanigans going on. And hell, every time I can think of that Cody loss, short of when he lost to Brock Lesnar, there's been a Samoan involved in Cody's loss one way or another. So I'm like, what Samoan are we going to get today? No, it ain't going to be Roman, because Roman ain't no secondary character.
Nope.
Damn sure ain't gonna be The Rock, because we ain't advertised for that, so he hustling his ass. Besides, we didn't have that time. We were on a TV schedule at that point, so we didn't have time for Rock to swagger down to the ring. So I'm like, damn, who else could it be? And damned if they didn't pull one out of that, pull a rabbit out of the hat on that one.
Mr. All Gas, no brakes.
Oh yeah, he gave Drew every bit of what Drew wanted.
Jacob Fatu, and of course it was implied that the reason why Jacob Fatu got put on the shelf was because of Drew.
Yeah,
so
he seems to believe it.
Kind of had a little payback going on there, but then there was an interesting incidental or not so incidental dust up between Cody and Jacob.
So here's the question I got with that, right? If I'm Cody Rhodes and I'm on one side of the ring and I look over and I see Jacob Fatu beating the holy hell out of Drew McIntyre, why am I going over there and get involved in that? You know what the answer is to that? And I'm gonna tell all the listeners out there, those of you who are offended, you get back at me, hit me on my DMs and let me know. That's white people stuff. When no black dudes go wander over there and say, hey guys, what's going on over here? Are you guys having an issue? Do we need to talk it out? No, the black guy would have been like, hey, I'm out. Y'all go ahead and handle your stuff. I'll see y'all later. Wandered out there. But Cody forgot the Raheem in the Rhodes part and went back to his natural roots and effed it all up for himself. He went over there and said, hey, buddy, I'm upset with you, and I'm going to let you know. Yeah, he said, hey, pal, I'm going to tell you about yourself right now. You get over here and let me talk to you. And he took a headbutt for his troubles, and before you knew it, Drew McIntyre snuck right on out of the ring, door. And Cody in there fighting for his life, losing the world title. What? That's white people stuff if I've ever seen it.
As a Caucasian male, I'll agree with you, sir.
I'm glad you realize it.
I will agree with you, sir.
Those of us who've seen a handful of movies all walked away from that and said, he lost that title because of white people stuff.
Of white people
stuff. No, Booker T would not have lost. Carmelo Hayes,
no, he would
Trick
not have
Williams,
lost that. No.
Obafemi.
No.
None of them would have lost that title that night.
They would have saw Jacob fighting with Drew, and
they would have been like,
climbed over that cage.
Yeah, they would have been like,
tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Right.
Bye,
y'all got beef.
Javon Evans would have just bounced.
Oh yeah, Javon Evans would have just hurdled it. shit. He'd have just hopped right up on the top and sprungboard off the ropes right over the thing, and he'd be standing. He'd have been running out of there with the world title right now. But Cody got it. Hey guys, you stop that right now. You get this nonsense together. I'm not gonna stand for this. And next thing you know, Cody ain't the world champion no more. So
oh my God.
I'm just glad that you realized it after I said it, because I know there's a lot of people out there in the listening world offended as hell. They're like, what does he mean by that? I'm gonna write him a strongly worded letter. That's what I mean by that. All of you who think you're gonna write me a strongly worded letter, that's white people stuff. I'm trying to tell you guys.
If there is anybody out there in listener land right now that's offended, just change to a different podcast, because we ain't changed.
Yeah, no, I mean, but before you do, I need you to watch like 3 or 4 movies that star black people, and you'll realize what I'm saying is true. This is Cody is normally Raheem Rhodes, and Raheem would have climbed right over the cage, or he'd have sashayed his ass right on out of the ring and walked right through the door and be like, "Hey, y'all handle that," and they would have played his little music, and he would have had a great day. But unfortunately, the Dusty and Cody came out instead of the Sapphire, and Dusty went over there to break shit up, and he left his title over in England because of it.
Now, because of that, Drew walks out your new WWE champion, no longer bored at work. The trolling online that had begun after the win was immaculate. Drew, you are a
Drew's next level.
Oh,
troll.
You are just a master at trolling.
Drew might have actually superseded KO as far as
I
the
think
trolling
he might
online.
have.
Because when I saw the picture of him in the bed,
sleeping
in the hotel, in the king size hotel with the title being his pillow.
Love it.
I said, holy hell, they ain't even took the side plates off of it yet. Drew's already trolling everybody. I said, oh my God.
All right, now, as white people do, I got a conspiracy theory. You ready?
Of course.
My conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Jacob Fatu is not acting alone.
You think someone sent him?
Somebody sent
him. I also
him.
think somebody sent him. Who possibly could have sent him? Who? Non-white people stuff. Who? So we know those two have been working hand in hand recently, as far as, trying to tighten up the family bloodline without tightening up the family blood. And we've never seen those two on the same side yet.
We have not.
But both of them have been gone. Both of them have been missing for a while.
Yep.
What kind of conversations do you think Jacob, who no longer associates with Solo, could have been having with Roman, who no longer associates with Solo? What kind of conversations could they have been having in the back of, hey, what if we were to get together? What if we would actually put our two forces together? What kind of domination, what kind of dominance can we assert over this league? I don't know. The one thing I'm thinking is Jacob didn't go out there just willy-nilly.
No.
There was a bigger story.
There's somebody behind it. And I think where we're going to wind up, and I know part of this conspiracy theory you're not going to like, but I think where we're going to wind up.
Oh, God. If you tell me damn Cody and Roman at WrestleMania again, I'm going to lose my lunch.
Nope, not at WrestleMania.
Thank God.
Nope, not at WrestleMania.
So we've had this discussion, but those two never wrestle anywhere but WrestleMania, right?
I take that. No, they'd have.
No, they haven't. They've never
wrestled with each other.
Yeah, but they've never wrestled against each other anywhere but Mania, and I don't think they ever will.
I think this is going to be Cody versus Jacob at Mania. I think you get Drew versus Roman at Mania.
You think Drew holds it all the way to Mania?
I do.
Wow.
I do. And then I think you're going to get Roman winning at Mania, becoming the Tribal Chief champ again, and then you get Cody Roman 3 at SummerSlam with Roman retaining.
So, no, there's no way those two guys lock up anywhere except WrestleMania, right? They're at this level.
No. I think Cody is out of the Mania picture after this one for a while because of one reason and one reason only.
So wait, you're telling me before you get to that, you're telling me you're not predicting Cody to win the Rumble now that he's no longer the world champ?
Nope.
Holy hell.
Nope. Roman's going to win the Rumble.
Have you gotten off the Cody bandwagon now? Are you no longer a crybaby?
No, I'm a Cody crybaby.
Okay.
I just think Cody needs to be cooled off for a little bit.
Okay.
I think the fans are starting to John Cena him.
Okay.
So I think what's going to happen.
You think Triple H realizes this?
I do.
Okay.
If Triple H don't, there is somebody back there that does. Mr. Bruce Pritchard probably realizes.
Well, and everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, hell.
but here's what I honestly think is going to happen. I think you're going to get Roman winning at Mania again.
Okay.
And I think you're going to carry it to Mania 43.
Yeah, I mean, so if Roman wins, he don't drop it
And I think
until another Mania.
I think the Prince is.
Oh, I thought you said Vince. I was going to say, holy hell, you don't went off the bandwagon.
I think the Prince is going to get you Rock Roman at WrestleMania 43.
When you say the Prince, you mean Finn Balor?
Nope, Saudi.
Ugh.
I think that's where this is all.
Wait, it's going to get us what?
Yep.
Who?
Yep.
Stop.
Yep. I'm calling it now.
So you think Saudi's going to find enough money to get The Rock out of retirement?
There ain't a find, sir. They have.
I mean, they got it. But you got to remember when they're throwing money around, the number that they got to throw to The Rock ain't no number that they're going to throw to any other wrestler.
Correct.
Every other wrestler, they've never heard like a $20 million payoff, right? That's Rock's crap movies. So I mean, you're talking 8 figures, upper 8 figures, damn near 9 figures to get The Rock into.
Did they or did they not get Taker to put back on the coat for a soccer game when he said he would never put back on the coat again?
I mean, yeah, but
did they or did they not get Shawn Michaels to wrestle in the ring again after Shawn said he would never do it again?
Yeah, but there's
matter.
one part of it. There's one thing missing in what you're saying right now. Those guys don't have no other source of income, right?
There is a Post Malone song called "I've Got FU Money." They've got FU money over there.
So yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. So you're not going to get me to stand 10 toes down on the fact that Rock won't come back because again, they'll throw whatever payday is necessary.
If it's ever going to happen. The only reason why it won't happen is because Rock don't want that retirement match. Because The Rock knows if he gets in the ring one more time, that's his last match.
So
I don't think The Rock wants to retire.
So I don't know. I think when Rock was willing to wrestle Roman at 40, I think that wasn't going to be his retirement. I think that initially was going to be.
I think the last match has to be Roman. Otherwise, he don't want it.
There's nobody else that's worth it. I mean, the only other person that would even be in the consideration for that is Cody at this point. That's gone. Yeah, that's right. They blew that.
Yeah.
But the family tie will never go away between Roman and Rock. Those two will always be intertwined one way or another because they're family. I mean, at the end of the day, they've got so much tape and history, and hell, they've got back to 10 years ago, back in 2014, when Roman and Rock were in the ring celebrating Roman's first Royal Rumble. They could go all the way back to that and tie it together. Hell, they could go in the picture book and wrap up family album, family photo albums of those two guys when they were 12.
Yep.
So there's a way to get those two guys together for life, and there's nobody else that can retire The Rock besides Roman Reigns.
So as we bring this episode to a close, just like Drew McIntyre, you can tell we are no longer bored at work.
Yeah.
There seems to be lots of conversation.
Activity now.
Lots of conversation happening, lots of things. There is a myriad of things that have happened within the WWE that we didn't even talk about.
Yeah, there's a world of stuff that we could have had a conversation about. Did you see that Liv interview with Stephanie?
I've seen Liv, Stephanie. I've seen AJ and Undertaker, which was a good one.
Yeah.
Finn and Cody. Great conversation.
Yeah, hadn't seen that one yet. I know Paige is, not Paige, good God. Bailey's on with Stephanie this week, so I'm kind of interested to see that.
The Miz sat down with CVV today.
Uh-oh.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard some good sound bites out of it.
All right.
So there's definitely a world of things that are happening out there in the world of professionals.
People can tell we're getting on the road to WrestleMania.
We are on the road. We are getting there.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, except next year we won't be on the road. We'll be on a flight.
No, we won't be on. We'll be on TV because I told you I ain't going to Rumble this year. I ain't going to Mania next year.
You tell me Rock Roman won't get you there?
So WWE is going to have to get me there. I'm talking the corporate jet.
Jet?
Yeah, I'm right. When I do it
will be in that velour seat.
Exactly. So at that point, we got to be fully on the creative team where we're on the corporate jet. We're on, everything's going first class. And that's the only way I'm going to see that.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Reach out on our social media platforms. Drop us a line. Tell us your thoughts on everything that's going on. And with that, everybody, we thank you and we bid you adieu.
Peace.
Today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.